What's up everyone, my name is Alpha and today we're back on Radical Red once again. And today's challenge will be, can I beat Pokemon Radical Red using only K9 Pokemon? And short and sweet to the point, we're playing Radical Red, a very difficult ROM hack. But not enough, so we added our own challenge onto the challenge ROM hack. We're going to use K9 Pokemon only. Now, the definition of K9 is anything inside the K9 species, and apparently foxes fall under canines and hyenas and all those. So fox type Pokemon, any wolf type Pokemon, dog type Pokemon, basically dogs and like four-legged animals that are not feline or cats. And also outside of those rules, all my Pokemon will be nicknamed after you guys in the comments. So here are the nicknames I picked out for this challenge video. If you want to be nicknamed after a Pokemon in my future challenge videos, just drop in the comments and hopefully I'll pick yours. I read through all the comments so you don't have to worry. And yeah, and if you guys can, please leave a like and comment down below some challenge ideas and subscribe. Mean a lot to me. Let's get into the challenge video itself. So to begin off, obviously there's no K9 Pokemon in the starter pack we have. So the first K9 Pokemon we're gonna get is also gonna be a Lillipup, so it's gonna be nice in Route 1, and then we're gonna head into Route 2. There's multiple Pokemon for us to get into Route 22, not Route 2. Firstly, we're gonna get a Snubbull and also a Rockruff. That's gonna be very useful, and also we're gonna go back in nighttime and get ourselves a Poochyena to round up our team. So when we move on and face out against Falkner, our team is actually pretty much set. We cleared through Falkner very easily, as you see. My Rockruff will eventually knock out the Coruscant, and we cleared through him. Now we have access to the first gym in the game. The first gym leader in the game is going to be against Brock. Brock is going to be the rock type gym leader. Of course, you guys know that. We're going to start the battle off using my Snubbull to bait in a self-destruct from the Geodude and sack my Poochyena. That's okay though. You know Poochyena is based off hyenas? I didn't know that. Never knew that. Anyways, I switch out to my Snubbull once again to Ice Fang into the Onix, 3-shot it, and knock him out. Then Brock is going to go out into a Vulpix. Kind of want some damage off against him. My Lillipup does enough damage where I can switch into my Rockruff to Rock Throw him, knock him out, and then Rock Throw into the Arcan, force him to use his Berry Juice, and then knock him out using Thunder Fangs from my Snubbull. And yeah, that will be the first gym badge of the game. We're going to move out into Cerulean City next and then catch ourselves our next two Pokemon, which can be a Growlithe, which obviously resembles a dog, and also a Vulpix, which when I first started this challenge, I did not know foxes were canines. So Vulpix and Delphox actually count towards this challenge. So that's actually interesting. We get ourselves a Vulpix and a Growlithe in here, and then we can move on into the second gym in the game. We're gonna face off against Misty next. Misty is going to be the water type gym leader. We're gonna face off against her using my Bolton and then switch out to my Herdier to knock down the Lantern, because obviously you can switch out into that. I lower his defense, but it's gonna knock out my Herdier. It's okay though. Go out into my Mightyena to eventually 2-shot the Lantern. I force out the Floatzel. He's gonna knock me out, but I do some chip damage. I go out into my Bolton to knock him out. I should have used Spark here. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Should have went Spark first turn. And then I go out to sack my Growlithe against the Starmie, doing a lot of chip damage with my Granbull. I go back out into my Bolton to knock him out. Her last Pokemon will be a Frogadier, which I'll sack my Bolton, doing some damage, and then my Lycanroc, my Dust Lycanroc with Tough Claws is very powerful. It will one-shot the Frogadier, and we end up beating Misty for the second gym badge of the game. Now moving on, our next gym fight is going to be against Lieutenant Surge. Surge is going to be the electric type gym leader in the game, so we're gonna start the battle off against him using my Stoutland, which shouldn't be the case. I went out to my Manectric actually, discharge him to knock him out, and then when he sends out his Vegan Ball, I should have taught my Manectric Fire Fang to do some damage and possibly even flinch him, but I go out to my Lycanroc to one-shot him using my Rock Slide, and then he's gonna go out to his own Manectric, which I could double back into my Bolton. Bolton is going to actually get an attack race with Intimidate, which is actually crazy, so I go out and crunch him, do a lot of damage. He did not do a lot of damage at all. So I go out to my Mightyena to howl up and then Sucker Punch him. Sucker Punch is not going to kill him, but I could go back out to my Lycanroc to take a Flame Burst and knock him out. I'm not too sure why he didn't use an electric type move. He might have just killed me. But I'm able to Thrash, knock out both the Manectric and the Raichu. And then his last Pokemon will be his own Bolton, which I go down with a Psychic Fangs. But I'm able to go out to my Stoutland and knock him out using Takedown if I don't get flinched 2 more times. Luckily enough, I would beat Lieutenant Surge, and now we can move on into Rock Tunnel. Now, Rock Tunnel, there's not much for us to do. We cleared through it pretty easily, but once we get into Celadon City, there's a few things for us to do actually. We're going to firstly get some Firestones, which will evolve my Vulpix and Growlithe, and then teach most of my Pokemon Play Rough, which will be a very good stab and coverage moves for most of my Pokemon. And then we're going to get some starter eggs and hatch them until we get a Fennekin, which we can evolve into a Delphox and add it to our team. And then we can move on and face off against the 4th gym leader in the game. We're going to face off against Erica. Erica is going to be the grass type gym leader in the game. And we'll start the battle off against her using my Drought Ninetales. very powerful. It's getting Grassy Glide me, which is completely fine because I outspeeded. I'm a Flamethrower to knock into Rillaboom on one shot. She's then going to switch out to a Sudowoodo, which I could go out into my Granite Bowl to Ice Fang into it 2 times to knock him out, which is actually amazing. Next up, she's going to go out to her Meganium, which is going to outspeed me, Giga Drain me, knock me out. But that allows me to go out into my Ninetales once again, Fire Blast to one-shot the Meganium. And then she's going to go out to her Venusaur, which I assume is going for a Sleep Powder. It does not. Earth Power does not. It does not. Earth Power is going to knock me out, but I can go out to my Delphox, which outspeed and knock out the Venusaur. Then her final Pokemon will be a Superior, which does no damage to my Delphox, and we can 2-shot him and knock him out. Next up, we're going to go out into the basement of the Celadon Casino, where we face off against Giovanni, clearing him pretty easily. Most of my Pokemon were not even healed up during this fight, so we knock out Giovanni, go out to the Pokemon Tower, we clear through it pretty easily, and then we're going to move on into Silphco. Silphco, we're going to beat down our rival first. Our rival is pretty easy to beat down. As you can see, we bait out a Sleep Powder, and then we can knock out his entire team using a Cell Rock from my Lycan Rock. Ooh, one shot is crazy. You're going to see a Cell Rock at full power soon. That's going to be crazy. Then we're going to beat down Giovanni once again on top of Silphco. Clean him out. Now, actually, after we beat Giovanni, we have access to the Mega Stones and Mega Ring. We're going to go back and face off against Lieutenant Surge to beat him down and get the Mega Stones for our Manectric, which is going to be our Mega of the game. Funny thing about Manectric, he has Intimidate to begin with, and then when it Megas, he gets a second Intimidate. So you have 2 Intimidates, which is kind of broken in my opinion. And then after that, we're going to face off against Sabrina next. Sabrina is going to be the Psychic type gym leader and also a double battle fight. So we can start the battle off against her using my Bolton and my Lycan Rock to Wild Charge into the Hatterene and Stone Edge into the Hatterene to prevent it from using Trick Room at all. We take Expanding Force, which is kind of annoying, but I am able to knock out the Indeedee in the following turn. My Lycan Rock goes down, which is fine. Again, Intimidate off against the Conkeldurr and the Groudon 2, actually. I get 2 Intimidates off against them. And then I can Volt Switch into the Groudon to hit his Focus Sash without taking any damage. He's going to knock out my Bolton, which is fine. I go back out into my Manectric to get another Intimidate off. I wanted to knock out Groudon and Conkeldurr this turn, but she decided to switch out into her She decided to switch out to her Porygon and her Gardevoir, which is actually the worst turn possible, because I outspeed her and knock out the Gardevoir with my Manectric, go out to my Delphox. She uses Trick Room up, which is fine, but at this point, I just needed a Bodos to knock out the rest of her team. We knock out the Porygon 2. Her last Pokemon will be the Conkeldurr, which I go out to my Arcanine to play rough and knock out the Conkeldurr. Now next up, we're going to go into the Safari Zone to look for our next Pokemon. Our next Pokemon is going to be a Zora, which is a Zoroark, which is a fox. I think it's a fox. Fox looking thing. It's a canine, and we're going to add it to our team and then face off against Koga next. Koga is going to be the 6th gym leader in the game. We're going to start the battle off against him using my Delphox to Hypnosis into the Greninja. Okay, I'm not too sure why I didn't Mega, but I Thunder into the Greninja, knock him out, but take a Surf, which I decided to just sack my Manectric because I didn't get a Mega Evolve on him for some reason. I go out to my Granbull to play rough to knock him out, and then his next Pokemon will be an Accelgor. His Accelgor is going to knock out my Granbull, which is unfortunate. I go out to my Lycan Rock to avoid the Focus Blast, and then Stone Edge to knock him out. And then he goes out to his Drapion next. I decided to hit him with a Stone Edge into his Cell Rock. It doesn't kill him. I can go out to my Arcanine next. Extreme Speed to knock him out. His next Pokemon will be a Swellow. I don't want to take chip damage here. I think the best play was what I did right here. So I decided to go out to my Delphox to take a Boom Burst, sack the Delphox, go out to my Bolton to knock him out using a Wild Charge. And then his last Pokemon will be a Toxicity, which I'm able to Double Edge. Well, I'm not able to Double Edge, but I'm able to go out to my Arcanine. I'm able to Flare Blitz into him first, live at 2 HP, and then Extreme Speed to knock out the Toxicity, and we ended up beating Koga for it. And now moving on to Seafoam Island, where we're going to beat down Price to get the Choice Scarf, and also beat down Jasmine to get the Choice Band, which allows us to equip it into my Lycan Rock, so we can face off against Blaine next. Blaine is going to be the Fire-type gym leader of the game. We're going to start the battle off against him using my Lycan Rock to Stone Edge into the Torkoal to one-shot it. Okay. It goes out to Cinderace next. I decided to go out to my Arcanine, which gets two-shotted with the high jump kick, which is unfortunate. So I decided to go out into my Zoroark. Luckily, I have a Focus Sash on Zoroark to Dark Pulse into the Cinderace. It takes a lot of damage. I go back out to my Lycan Rock to Accel Rock, knock out the Cinderace. He goes out to his Typhlosion, which gets one-shotted with my Accel Rock. He goes out to his Sunflora next, which I also know it gets one-shotted because we've done this before. Cellrock knocks out the Sunflora. He goes out to his Charizard next, which also gets one-shotted. And then his last Pokemon will be a Venusaur, which will knock out my Lycan Rock, which is fine. but at this point, the battle is over. He lets me knock out most of his Pokemon. Psychic will knock out the Venusaur. Now we move on into Cerulean Cave. Now in Cerulean Cave, we gotta face off against Ariana and Archer, and lucky enough, this Mara did not Sucker Punch into my Delphox, so I'm able to knock him out and beat Ariana. Very close battle. And then from here, we get carried by Lance. Luckily, his Dialga and his Salamence is able to help me out, and we'll beat down Giovanni very easily. Next up, we're going to face off against the 8th and final gym leader in the game. We're going to face off against Claire. Claire's going to start the battle off against us using an Aerodactyl. We're going to discharge into him. Does not get paralyzed, unfortunately. But then I discharge once again. Assumingly he's not going to stay in. He actually switches out to Naganadel, which I end up getting paralyzed on, which is actually a great turn for me. So I decided to go out to my Granbull, because assuming so, it's going to go for a Draco. I then go for a Bodos, which will knock out the Naganadel. He goes out to his Magnera next. Ooh, bad play to stay in. I don't know what I'm doing there. Go out to my Delphox next to Heat Wave, 2-shot to Mag, but he's going to switch out to his Dracovish next. I decided to go back out into my Manectric, take a Fission Wren, which is not good. I Thunder him, and I Paralyze him, but he's going to still knock me out, which is unfortunate. I decided to go out into my Zoroark next, to Dark Post to knock him out. He goes out to his Aerodactyl, Stone Edge me, I knock him out. He goes out to his Dragonite. He's going to knock my Zoroark out. I go out to my actual Lycan Rock. I'm going to Stone Edge into him, and then unfortunately, I don't have an Accel Rock on, but I'm able to Extreme Speed, almost knock him out with my Arcanine, and then Accel Rock will knock him out. And then at this point, I was like, uh-oh, I might have lost this one. I'm going to Accel Rock into the Mag, go out to my Choice Scarf Delphox to Heat Wave into the Mag, and then her last Pokemon will be a Duraludon, which I'm able to 2-shot, luckily, with my Heat Wave. Because it put me in Blaze range, I'm able to hit it and knock out the Duraludon, and we end up beating Claire. Ooh, that got very close at the end too. Next up, we're going to face off against our rivals in Route 2, in Route 22, and before Victory Road. We're going to clear through both Brendan and our rival, and it's pretty easy. Now, going to Victory Road, Manectric really bossed up on this battle specifically, and we cleared through George. And then we could go into the Pokemon League and face off against the Elite Four themselves. Now, in the Elite Four, we're going to face off against Lorelei first. We're not going to try to fight against her water team. That's just a bad mistake. I switched out my Delphox for my Ninetales. We're going to have Drought activate right after Snow Warning. So we block out the Ninetales from using Aurora Veil. And we're able to Flamethrower into the Glaceon and also Stone Edge to knock out the Ninetales. Pretty clean. It's 4v6 at this point. She can go out to her Calyrex and her Rotom. I go for a Flamethrower once again. I missed the Stone Edge, which would have knocked out the Calyrex. And I get paralyzed from the Rotom. And unfortunately, my Lycan Rock goes down. I go out to my Manectric next. I was thinking about using a Discharge, but I think Volt Switch was more important now to get the Intimidate off. And then switch out to my next Intimidator, which is going to be Arcanine. I got caught with Hydro Pump, which is unfortunate. Go back out to my Manectric to Thunder into the Rotom. And then Flare Blitz into the Calyrex to knock him out. Missed the Thunder, of course I did. And then I'm going to try to Thunder into the Azumarill. Luckily, I landed it. It gets paralyzed, so all the luck hacks comes back to me. I go out to my Zoroark to do some chip damage against the Rotom. Now I have two Granbulls on the field. I'm able to knock out the Bombstone with my Lockjaw from my Granbull, and I'm able to Dark Post into the Rotom to knock him out. And we easily beat down Lorelei, and now we can move on into the next Elite Four member. We're going to face off against Bruno next. Bruno is going to be the fighting type Elite Four member of the game. We're going to start the battle off against him using my Manectric. Manectric is always a GOAT lead. We're going to start the battle off using a Discharge to paralyze the Infernape and then paralyze the Como on accident. So after that, I decided to switch out into my Arcanine to take a hit and then play rough to knock out the Como. His next Pokemon is going to be an Infernape. I decided to just stay in, knock him out. I was like, what is this? He goes out to his Conqueror next, which I decided to go out to my Granbull, which has Bull Rush as an ability, which will boost my attack and speed and one-shot down the Conch. Next Pokemon is going to be an Urshifu, which one-shots me, unfortunately. But I go out into my Ninetales, which for some reason he decided that was a great idea to switch into a Steel-type Zacian and basically give it up. So I go out to my Manectric to discharge into him, take close combat, and knock him out. His next Pokemon will be the same Urshifu. I decided to stay in, not try to risk anything. Go out into my Arcanine next, and then play rough into him. I live a close combat, obviously, and play rough will knock him out. His last Pokemon will be a Lucario, which I have a Focus Sash on my Zoroark to Flamethrower and knock him out. And things are looking great for us. Very easy battles as we face off against Agatha next. Agatha is going to start the battle off against us using a Zoroark. Let's start the battle off with obviously my GOAT to Manectric. Manectric's going to knock out the Zoroark. And then she goes out to her Spectrier, which I was hoping for a Paralyze, but it did not work out for me. It's going to knock me out, which is unfortunate. I go out into my Lycan Rock to Sucker Punch to knock him out. She goes out to her Silvally, which I'm able to go out to my Granbull, play rough it to knock him out with Bull Rush, obviously. and then her next Pokemon will be the actual Gengar. I feel like it's going to try to nasty plot up, so I decided to go out into my Lycanroc. It does nasty plot up, but I'm able to Sucker Punch and knock him out regardless. He goes out to her Marshadow next. I get a Sucker Punch, a lot of chip damage. Go out to my Arcanine to finish the job against her. And their last Pokemon will be an Aegislash, which I'm able to Flare Blitz and knock out. And we end up beating Agatha fairly easily. Now next up, we're going to face off against Lance. Lance is going to be the Dragon type Elite Four member, kinda. And we're going to start the battle off against his Aerodactyl using my Cell Rock Lycanroc to Cell Rock into him to knock him out. Then he's going to go out to his Melmetal next, which kind of threatening. I decided to go out to my Ninetales to take a double Iron Bash. I'm not sure why I didn't go for Earthquake, but I am able to live it. And then Fire Blast will knock him out, which is a great turn for me. He goes out to his Dragonite next. Now, since I'm at low HP, I assume the Dragonite is going to try to Extreme Speed me. So I'm going to go out to my Arcanine next. Arcanine survives the Extreme Speed, obviously. Play rough to chip him down. Didn't do it a lot of damage, actually. But a second one will knock him out. And then he goes out to his Dragovich. I do some chip damage. Sack my Arcanine. Decided to go out into my Manectric next. Manectric is going to intimidate him down twice. And then a Discharge will force out his Salamence, which actually beat down my Manectric, which outspeeds him and knock him out with a Thunder. He goes out to his Dragovich next, which I also outspeed. Discharge will knock him out. And then his last Pokemon will be this Dialga. I'm trying to get a Paralyze on him. He does not work. Forces me out to my Granbull, which I do a lot of damage using Jaw Lock. And then I switch out into my Zoroark to knock him out with Dark Pulse. And we end up beating Lance pretty easily. Now we're going to face off against our rival. Our rival is going to be the champion of the game. We're going to start the battle off against his Pheromosa using my Manectric. And Mega, of course, Discharge into the Pheromosa, get him paralyzed, and then Discharge into the Eternatus. We're going to try to Discharge once again, trying to get it paralyzed. It worked out. And then I could go into my Granbull to Earthquake, knock out the Eternatus. He goes out to his Yveltal, which is unfortunate. I decided to go out to my Lycanroc to take an Oblivion Wing. And then I'm able to Stone Edge into him, do a lot of damage, and then I'm going to go out to my Zoroark, which will finish off the game. I'm going to nasty plot up 3 times against the Yveltal, and then Dark Post him and knock him out. He goes out to his Pheromosa next, I'll knock him out as well. He goes out to his Groudon, I'm a Night Daze, 95 power, knock out the Groudon. And then his next Pokemon will be a Darmanitan, which actually throws the game. He U-turns into his Metagross, which I Flamethrower and knock him out. And then his last Pokemon will be a Darmanitan, which is stuck in U-turn. Because of his Choice Band and Guerrilla Tactics, I'm able to knock him out using a Flare Blitz, and that will be the end of that. We beat the champion. We beat Pokemon Radical Red using only Canine Pokemon. Very easy challenge, actually. This challenge was fun. It was recommended to me in the comments, so thank you so much for leaving it in the comments. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. I think I sped through it a little quickly because I am kind of hungry. I need some food in my system. But thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, comment down below some challenges just like this one, and subscribe if you guys are not already. Really help my channel. And my name is Alpha. Hope you guys all had a great day, and I'm out. Peace.